Previously on Chunky Infant Ghost Stories.
We heard footsteps, we heard people knocking, not 3 times, so it probably wasn't people in spirit prison trying to get over to paradise. But we are missionaries. Maybe that's why they were trying to contact us.
This is Infants on Thrones.
Chunky Infant Ghost Stories.
Chunky Infant Ghost Stories.
Welcome back to chunk number 3 of Chunky Infant Ghost Stories. I'm your host, Glenn Ostland, once again feeding you one small single chunk each day of this incredible, amazing, totally real ghost story that was actually written about in LDS Living magazine. And they vet their stories pretty carefully, so you know it's got to be true. The house itself was a little creepy because it sat by itself, all alone, on a hill, overlooking the town and the train station Elder Ironrod shares. It was on the outskirts of the town, and it was a pretty small town as it was. I had just come from the city of Liverpool, where there were several million people, so the quiet we had in Oxenholme was a little strange. But the eerie quiet wasn't the only unusual part of Elder Ironrod's arrival at Oxenholme House. I transferred in together with Elder Horndog, which I always thought was a pretty odd name, especially for a totally moral, celibate, pure-thinking, always servant of the Lord who always wore oven mitts in the shower just to be on the safe side. But 2 new missionaries, like myself and Elder Horndog, transferring into the same area at the same time on the same day, well, that was pretty unusual. Typically, one missionary stays who knows the area and can help introduce the new missionary to investigators, Ironrod recalls. However, Elder Ironrod and his companion Elder Horndog were excited for the new transfer and quickly forgot all about the curious circumstances of their arrival, without ever questioning why both missionaries had transferred out at the same time. They were stoked to be in this quaint little town, in this massive old house. At least they were, until their first encounter with an uninvited visitor. An uninvited visitor.
No more than 7 minutes and 35 seconds after unpacking all their things at the Oxenholme house, the elders began experiencing unnerving noises and supernatural events. It started with small objects moving to bizarre places in their apartment while the missionaries were out tracting during the day. Shoes placed on top of beds, chairs left sitting on tables or mattresses, milk bottles pulled out and stacked in pyramids on the counter, faint muddy footsteps leading out of the house and through the front yard in the direction of the local elementary school, where kids were known to skip school to play tricks on stupid, naive Americans trying to push some bogus religion on them. Elder Ironrod asked a local farmer living near the house if a cleaning lady or other person ever entered their home during the day. He told us, "Not interested, we're Catholic," and he slammed the door, said Elder Ironwood. But what happened later that night will truly amaze you.
Next on Chunky Infant Ghost Stories. I just really wish that people would let us in when we knock on their doors. You know, it's not like we're the ones haunting them. We just want to make sure that they know the truth so that when they die, they don't end up haunting us.
Come support us over on Patreon. Because we're totally worth it.
We should follow him too.